Hello friends, this is Sonu Singh and I'm here with you with few tips and ideas that can help you to enhance your English communication. So most of us believe that if you will take the admission in the classes, then we can start speaking fluent English. But we need to understand the reality that if you want to improve your English communication, then you need to maintain the consistency. I have witnessed that there's a lot of students who take admission in the starting, they are very excited and they go regularly to the classes, but after some time they lose their interest and they start procrastinating. So if you procrastinate, and it will create negativity in your mind, and that's how you will start believing that this spoken classes or this English language is not for you, and you will start becoming demotivated about it. And that's one thing that I have witnessed, that some students believe that they need huge vocab and only then they can speak confidently, which is not true. If you see the native speakers, then they speak good English, they speak flawless English, and we see them and we just feel impressed and we want to speak like them. But the reality is that they only have 1500 to 2000 vocabs in present time, and yet they manage to speak fluent English. So in the same way, if you want to speak fluent English, then there's no need to learn the huge vocab, there's no need to memorize all the dictionary. And so you need to break this myth, you need to understand that this is not the way to learn English. And the second thing is that there are students who believe that they need good command over the grammar. I want to point out one thing, that if you are speaking good Hindi, it doesn't mean that you know the grammar or you have the good command over the Hindi grammar. So in the same way, if you want to speak a good English, then there's no need to have the good command over the grammar. But there is necessity, there is importance of understanding the formation of the sentences, because if you don't understand how to form the sentences, how to explain certain situation, then you will struggle. So how can you learn this formation of the sentences? So you can do one thing, that you can read the newspaper. So I'm not saying that you should read the newspaper, I'm requesting you to develop a habit of reading the newspaper, because reading newspaper have a lot of benefit. The first benefit that you will have about reading the newspaper is that your brain will process this language, because when you read something, brain process a lot and you get the pattern accurately. So that's why you need to develop a habit of reading. And sometimes we go to the dictionary, we start memorizing a lot of words, and sometimes we push ourselves so hard that we learn those words, but when it comes to speak, we are not able to use those words, because that word is not in our subconscious mind. We have to push hard our brain to recall those words. So if you want to maintain the words, if you want to prepare the vocab to speak or to communicate, then it is very important for you to develop a habit of reading the newspaper, because when you read the newspaper, the memorized words, the learned words gets repeated again and again. So that's how you will just remember their meanings, and when it comes to speak, then you will start speaking accurately. So if you have the habit of reading newspaper, then you can get a lot of benefit by reading the newspaper. And there's other thing that is very important to be a fluent speaker, and that is maintaining consistency with your practice. There's a lot of people who believe that if they are going to the classes, then definitely classes will work for them and they will start speaking the fluent English. But you need to understand the reality. If you are not consistent with this language, if you are not speaking this language, then nothing is going to work. Like if you have huge vocabulary, if you have good command over the language, over the grammar, yet you will not be able to speak fluent English. In order to be a fluent speaker, it is very important for you to be consistent. If you are consistent in speaking, if you are consistent in practicing your language, then you will witness a growth in your speaking. So if you want to become a fluent speaker, then try English practice every day. And the other tips that I would like to give you is that you need to be patient, because what happens that people take admission, they are very excited and they understand the importance of this communication, but they are not patient. They want to get the result in a very short span of time. So if you want to give the introduction, if you want to talk about your daily routine, or if you just want to say something in few lines, then you can do this. But this is not the communication. If you are learning certain language, it means that you want to communicate in that language. You want to achieve the efficiency in your communication, and if you want to achieve efficiency, if you want to communicate in that language, then you need to be familiar with it. And how can you be familiar with it? By practicing. So if you practice, then you use your available knowledge. So that's all that I needed to share with you. I hope that you like this video. Thank you for staying with me. See you in next video.